the self-described mission of everyone in the media is to save democracy, and democracy, simply defined, is the idea that the people own their country. You know, it's their country, and they hire people to represent them. But fundamentally, they are shareholders in this enterprise. They're owners. They're not serfs. They're not renting it. This isn't a rental car. It's your car. You change the oil in it because it belongs to you, right? And that's what citizenship is. And so in a democracy, you know, you don't have to do everything the majority wants every moment, but over time, if what you're doing bears no relationship to what the majority wants, then you know for a fact it's not democracy.
Rusell Brand posted a very, very interesting video in which he breaks down something that Tucker Carlson said about the presidential debate and how a lot of this, you know, a lot of us forget, right? A lot of us forget. We get caught up in the emotion of the thing about, oh, Trump said this and it was such a good zinger and he owned Joe Biden and look how sleepy Joe Biden looks and how he can't finish a sentence. And we get so caught up in this stuff that we forget that this is most likely all a stage and that all these people behind the scenes are probably all friends. They all shake hands and they go put on a show for us in the public eye, right? They're all kind of, they all make their money from the same places. They don't benefit from us actually doing well. They actually, the opposite, they benefit from us doing poorly and the country doing poorly. And Rusell Brand and Tucker Carlson talk about some very, very important things along those lines in this video. And I just had to make a video on it. Let's check out this clip here of Tucker Carlson and Rusell Brand noticing and explaining a lot of things that people are forgetting or maybe even haven't noticed at all. Let's check this out.
Did you see him reacting to the debate? The dementia, the fallout. But what I like here is Tucker gets to the point. And the point is, what does this tell us about democracy? And he doesn't spend an hour and a half wondering about whether he should say democracy or republic, either, you lot. What he does is, like, he means some sort of system of the will of the people enacted through systems of government, which are just sort of ultimately administrative at this point. Let's have a look.
But I watched CNN today, and they had the presidential debate, the U.S. presidential debate. And maybe some of you saw it, and if you did, well, it was amazing. It was amazing on every level.
Hey, idiot says it's NLP without the end. Yeah, like it's linguistic programming without the neuro. That was good.
But what was especially amazing was afterward they went to the panel of assembled Democratic operatives posing as journalists, and all of them were like shocked.
If you enjoy content like this, make sure you subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell. It really does help me out a ton. Let's get back to the video.
To discover that Joe Biden has dementia, like they couldn't believe it. What? Oh my gosh, he's non-compass menace. No way. Are you serious? And I'm thinking to myself, what year is it? 2024-ish? Middle-aged people identify with that? Okay, 2024, people are saying. It was 2019 that I heard from a friend of mine who was friends with his sister, Val, that the family was very upset because Joe has dementia and he's running for president. And, well, I said this on TV, by the way, at the time, and was denounced as a racist or something. I mean, everything, in the United States, like, that's just like the all-purpose term for shut up. Racist! It's like, I think he's white. Shut up, racist! Okay, anyway.
It's becoming something else now, by the way. It's becoming anti, you know, Ben Shapiro's favorite phrase to throw around. That's now becoming the you know, umbrella phrase for stop talking or else. Nowadays, instead of racist, as racist has lost its meaning as we go into 2024 now.
But the point is, in my country and probably here, the self-described mission of everyone in the media is to save democracy, and democracy, simply defined, is the idea that the people own their country. You know, it's their country, and they hire people to represent them. But fundamentally, they are shareholders in this enterprise. They're owners. They're not serfs. They're not renting it. This isn't a rental car. It's your car. You change the oil in it because it belongs to you, right? And that's what citizenship is. And so in a democracy, you know, you don't have to do everything the majority wants every moment, but over time, if what you're doing bears no relationship to what the majority wants, then you know for a fact it's not democracy. And, you know, you can try to convince people of things. You can say, well, you know, you want this, but I think you should want that, and here's why. But you can't ignore them, or else it's not a democracy. Or it's an oligarchy.
Pretty simple stuff there. If you ignore people, it's not a democracy. If you lie to people, it's not a democracy. If you censor people, it's not a democracy. If power isn't where we think it is, and plainly it's not in the hands or mind of Joe Biden or in the heart of Kamala Harris, or likely even to dwell on the wet plump lips of Gavin Newsom. Where is that power? Well, we could all speculate and conject, couldn't we? But one thing we could certainly do is watch the migration of funds. Look at the trajectory of world power. Look at the unpopular events that take place that cannot be opposed. And there you might see the outline of power, its silhouette emerging. But that's just what I...
This is why I like Rusell Brand, because he doesn't, like I've been saying it recently. The very easy thing to say nowadays is, oh, we need to cut off all foreign aid, and which I agree with, cut off all foreign aid, and we need to focus on our own borders and the problems that are happening in America, our borders, the inflation, the crime rate, all these things, the homelessness, whatever. But the problem is, the people in power, if we cut off all foreign aid, they're just going to use that money to either, number one, further those problems, not fix them, because in their eyes, they're not problems, they are solutions. Inflation, immigration, crime, homelessness, they're not problems, those are solutions in the people who are really in charge eyes. That is the real problem. Not, like I said, it's very easy and agreeable. Everybody agrees basically that we should cut off foreign aid and focus on problems that are happening within our country. The real problem is we need people in charge who view the actual problems as problems and not solutions. As long as we have these people who are straight up evil in charge, and I'm not talking about Joe Biden, by the way, and neither is Rusell Brand here, and neither is Tucker Carlson. None of these people are talking about Joe Biden. The guy's not in charge, and neither is anybody who's under him. It's above him that people are in charge. I'm not even talking about maybe the Obamas or something like that could be involved, but you guys know what I'm talking about. Higher than that, people who are really running the world. They view all these problems as solutions. So if we cut off all foreign aid and we put the money back into the country, what are they going to do with the money? They're going to probably have more trans military generals. That's what they're going to do. That's a problem that they deem that we need to solve, right? And to us, that's a problem to have more, to have such a focus on that, such a focus on identity politics. To them, it's a solution. It's not, our problems do not correlate to their problems. Our problems, a lot of the time, are their solutions. So it's very agreeable and easy to say, cut off foreign aid and send that money to our border and to solve crime and all this inflation and everything. Yeah, it sounds great. The real problem is the people in charge are evil, and we need to do something about that.
I think, why don't you let me know what you think in the comments and the chat. We can't continue to bring you this beautiful content without the support.
It looks like that's about it there. There were some very, very interesting things that Rusell Brand and Tucker Carlson talked about. And the fact that Rusell Brand and Tucker Carlson kind of talk about this whole thing is a stage, all these debates and everything like that. I gotta agree. We tend to forget that. Like I said earlier, we tend to forget all this is just a stage to distract you onto who's really in power. And that's why I like Rusell Brand so much, and that's why he has to stream on Rumble, because he talks about things like that. It's very easy and very safe to take the Ben Shapiro Daily Wire route and just say Joe Biden bad, and here's why I agree with everything that the mainstream media says, while also at the same time claiming that the mainstream media is bad and you should go watch me instead, and just regurgitating the same talking points and never trying to learn anything new, never trying to update your software, your opinions. Just saying the same thing for years and years and years, and just farming money from your audience that can't see through it. For somehow they can't see through it. That's why I like Rusell Brand, and I respect people like him a lot more, even though our political views might not line up directly. He was a leftist before and kind of got pushed out of the left because they're just so insane. Same thing with Joe Rogan. We probably disagree on a few different things at least. But I respect people like Rusell Brand a whole lot more because he actually looks for the truth. And if you just do a little bit of digging, a little bit of research, you find out the real problem is not Joe Biden or Donald Trump or anyone that's the president or in parliament or in the government. It doesn't, none of that matters really. It's above that. The people who are really calling the shots, the people who are paying off and buying out the people who are in power, on stage, on the stage that is, the U.S. presidency, these debates and everything. Let me know in the comments what you think about what Tucker Carlson had to say and Rusell Brand's commentary around this Tucker Carlson speech. It was an awesome speech from Tucker Carlson.